excited. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's just start.
So I've seen a lot of things.
Many a tear has to fall.
Crazy things. Unnatural things.
In the game.
But good people? No.
That girl I met.
All in the wonderful game.
I would be a good person too if I grew up in some cozy little impenetrable home. I would have to steal and stab and fib all the goddamn time just to get by.
What exactly is it you plan on doing once we find your daddy?
Gonna bring him to justice. So people know that how they conduct themselves matters. And they don't give up hope.
The stuff we fight for, story has it you used to believe in those things too.
I wish I had for 200 years. I've kept myself alive for one reason. To find my family.
Well then, you're gonna need friends. There's a war coming.
Soon he'll be there at your side. With a sweet bouquet.
I understand we're discussing a civil war. I must not have gotten my invitation.
And he'll kiss your lips and caress your waiting face.
We're actually beginning to get along.
Will fly.
Try again.
Away.
So this is Vegas, huh? I'd ask why my dad ran into a den of monsters, but he'd probably just tell me to shut the fudge up.
Oh, Lucy. Lucy, December 17th. All right. All right. Wow. There is a lot, and I mean a lot to unpack. Especially that one key moment with Mr. House. So we're going to play this trailer again, but without the audio. Wow. This I thought they were not going to do it. I honestly thought they were not going to do it. I thought they were not going to do it by showing a canon ending to New Vegas, to be honest. I thought they were just gonna just be like, "Oh, well, we'll just we'll just make up our own ending, whatever ending you wish, and that's your ending, right?" But no, they actually did show, like, where was it? Where was it? It was all the way right. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? It was right here. The fact that they show this means that the house always wins is canon, which is insane. I can only imagine the people who preferred NCR and Legion. And why would you pick the Legion? What was it? The Yes Men ending. Everyone who didn't pick the house always wins is probably screaming in their pillows right now, going, oh my god, the Mad Lads actually did it. They actually have a canon. Now, some people will say, well, this might be a flashback, right? No. This is happening in present day, in real time. So, and it also confirms too, where was it? It was right... One of these moments had a Securitron go the upgrade here. So that means that the courier did deliver the chip. And what happened to the courier after that? Well, I hope the show kind of explains it now. I really hope they still don't explain what happened to Courier 6, but this leaves a lot of questions too. It's like, okay, well, what else happened, right? So again, we're gonna start from the beginning and just go shot by shot. And just, kings of ghouls and whatever. You have rat scorpions and that poor son of a bitch, and then that poor son of a bitch is getting um mutated. Feel sorry for him. Interesting that there's like a dance routine going on here. But hold on, there is I like this scene too because it has a lot of layers. Because, you know, the ghoul asks Lucy, "What are you gonna do when you find your daddy?" And she was like, "Well, I'm gonna bring him justice." And he scoffs at that. Because, you know, obviously if you've seen Fallout Season 1, then you know what kind of character he played as. And there's no such thing as justice in the wasteland. There is, but you know, it's not the, you know, it's not the kind of justice you think it is, right? Yeah, this is all interesting. This is all interesting stuff we're seeing. Like, where is this facility at? Why is Hank here? To resume the you know the Vault-Tec mission, right? This is another scene I want to talk about, right? Because everybody and their mother got so pissy at that one moment in Fallout Season 1, right? Where, you know, spoiler alert, Shady Sands got destroyed, and many people thought that the NCR died at the observatory. But if you really read in between the lines, you would understand that, no, the NCR retreated. Like, Shady Sands is no longer the capital. Somewhere else is somewhere the capital, probably San Francisco, probably. And to see the new, so this scene also confirms that too. It's like, hey, the NCR is still well alive and good, you know. And this is Camp Golf, by the way. This is Camp Golf because of the building in the background here. So in Camp Golf, you would go here, to do missions for the NCR. There's this particular mission that involves the radio transmissions and whatnot, and you know how that turns out, right? But also helping these recruits getting some practice and training in. What was it, the Misfits? And depending on your choices in that quest, you can have them really ready for the war that's to come, or have them die because of the choices you made or their own lack of training, right? So, you know, and then of course the goal asks this question. Now, I don't know what this vault is. I don't know what that vault is, but it seems like it's maybe the vault with, you know, the plants, just because you have the green overgrowth here. I know in Fallout New Vegas, there was this vault where it has a bunch of plants and everything and so on and so forth. Maybe it's just this whole separate vault, but you know, it's nice to dream, right? It's just nice to dream. Now here, now this is an interesting thing. People think that this is a super mutant, right? I'm seeing people saying, I kind of glanced at some of the people's reactions to this trailer and whatever, and I want to say that this is a super mutant. I think this is a it's not the mole miner, but it's not who you think it's gonna be, right? But with that said though, do I think it's the the mole miner, or the you know, there was a unique mole miner where it like carries stuff around on a backpack, just like that. Maybe I'm seeing things wrong, but it doesn't look like it's a super mutant, right? With that said though, there is this.
Well then, you're gonna need friends. There's a war coming.
Right? And so it's like, oh, is this Marcus from Fallout New Vegas? I really hope it is. I really hope it's a super mutant. We kind of got in a tease in Fallout Season 1 what they would look like. But I feel like they're gonna go for a bit of a practical, non-practical look. Just because you would have to wear like a bodysuit and everything, and you know, again, here's hoping, right? Here's hoping for a super mutant. Meanwhile, with the Brotherhood, apparently there is a civil war coming. There is a civil war coming with the Brotherhood. Which is very interesting, to say the least. Also, people are saying that this is airbase Nellis. I think it's the same airbase from Fallout season season 1, but that's just me. No, actually, no. It actually is a different location entirely. I don't know why my brain went there. I do apologize. But in the previous trailer for this season, we did see that this whole place went to hell very quickly, which means that there's a civil war. What's going on here? Who knows, right? But my guess is that maybe Maxon unexpectedly passed away between the events of Fallout 4 and the TV show. Maybe he was killed in action by accident. Maybe who knows what who would happen, right? Hold on, let me see here. Don't know what this is. This is in the same location. Vault 33 and the Vault inhabitants go to the surface for the very first time. So it looks like they're gonna colonize. Looks like they're gonna colonize the Santa Monica Pier, or what's left of it. Which, yeah, that's gonna be very interesting to see if they can rebuild. I suspect that the final moments of this TV series is gonna take place back here, back at home. Because, you know, Fallout 1 had this, Fallout 2 had this, Fallout 3 especially had this, where you had to return home, to help with something or to turn a quest in, and then everything has gone to hell back at home, right? So it's keeping up a tradition here. And of course you have one of the many guest stars here, talents here. Don't know who he plays. He's in he's in the Marvel movie that we don't talk about. he's in the movie that Marvel sort of forgot, right? Just like the Dothraki with those two people that worked on that one TV show no one cares about anymore. But it's interesting to see that the different various factions and whatnot, and it looks like this is a flamboyant leader. And it looks like shit is gonna go sideways here, right? Don't know where this is happening, but again, the Securiton upgrade means, you know, a lot of things are canon to what we did in Fallout New Vegas, right? Or what we should have done in Fallout New Vegas anyway. In this case, turn in the Platinum chip, upgrade to Securitrons. What happens after that is anyone's guess, which I hope the television show now has to explain. Like, okay, why is House alive? Who made the choice? Like, what happened to the courier, so on and so forth. If this show doesn't explain it, I hope we get passing subtle references and so on and so forth, right? Of course, we got the New Vegas sign, the ghouls of Freeside and whatnot, and of course, again, the shot that everybody is losing their shit over, because again, this confirms that the House Always Wins is canon, which means all the other endings is not considered non-canon. This is a very interesting approach. I love what they did here. Love the effects on this. Love what they did here. Let's keep going. The Power Fist. Love it. Love to see it. The Legion camp. Again, Legion's alive. Macaulay Culkin. Again, this is all interesting. Like, how's the NCR's power base now? What is going on with the Legion? How is the Legion still alive? Is Macaulay Culkin the new Caesar? Is he trying to supplant Caesar to be his own Caesar, right? Like, what's going on here, right? Like, what is happening here? I really hope the show, because there's already enough people out there who are just gonna, I hope the show doesn't make the Legions the good guys, because that would be the most batshit insane thing I could see the show doing, and Bethesda doing, but I don't think they're gonna do that. They're not gonna cross that line. Especially if you've given the Roman Empire's history of conquest and slavery and so on and so forth. Again, very interesting. All very interesting stuff. Not sure what Hank is doing here. He's still experimenting, which is interesting for him. But then you have a, you know, is experiments like, what is it, mind control? What's happening here, right? And you see how the camera cuts from this frame to this frame, so it looks like he's experimenting on something. What is he experimenting on? I have no idea. Of course, we got the battle in Novak. Waiting gone wrong. This is probably the underground shelter. And of course you have the NCR power armor, which this is gonna get modded in Fallout 4. Alright? Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas. So that looks fucking cool. I want one. And it looks like, you know, Freeside and this also, I'm really glad that ending was just a misdirect, because a lot of people were worried that New Vegas has fallen, and it's like, how could it fell? Like, holy crap. No, New Vegas is very much well alive, which I'm glad. It's gonna be interesting to see who this character is. Some people think it's Ganon, Arcade Ganon from New Vegas, just because of the scientist outfit, but I think he's a follower. I think he's just a follower. The follower of the Apocalypse, which is a scientific medical group in Fallout New Vegas and in the Fallout series. They're not as prominent in Fallout 4, I believe, only in passing references. And of course, the shot, right? You see the Death Claw, and you know, our good old the hero, right? The man, he has to do something right for once, right? And of course, you know, you have Lucy, the Ghoul, and Dogmeat, and you know, the gates to New Vegas. But wow, this whole thing, this whole trailer revealed a whole lot. Whether or not you know, the people who worked on Fallout New Vegas agrees with this is them. Whether people who play Fallout New Vegas agrees with this it's gonna be very interesting to see how this all pans out, because that's the key thing here. Is hold on, that's the key moment here, right? That's the key here. Is this shot? This shot has so many things, a lot of implications here. Okay, it's like, okay, what has happened to the NCR in this region? What has happened to the Legion in this region? What happened to Yes Man and Benny's plans? And I really hope that they do offer a I can already know if the late Matthew Perry was alive, he would cameo in this, in a flashback as Benny. I can already see, like, you know, Goggins' character going into his casino, and then Perry's there as a subtle, you know. But I really do hope they honor Benny, Matthew Perry's character in some way in this television show. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry. But yeah, wow. Again, this shot and everything, the timeline of everything. People are really gonna go back to Fallout New Vegas now and be like, okay, how would the TV show handle a lot of the choices I would make, and so on and so forth, right? So it's gonna be all interesting to see this on December 17th. We're definitely gonna be doing podcast episodes on this. I wish I had an editor to do reactions, but it's in the pipeline of, you know, bringing it back to the channel and whatnot. But I will definitely be talking about it a whole lot. And I also expect a revamp review of Fallout Season 1 in the coming weeks. And then of course, you know, expect Season 2. And then how we're gonna do it is we're gonna do Fallout Season 1, and then we're gonna do Fallout Season 1 mid review, and then we're gonna do a Fallout Season 1 season review, and then so this is gonna be like Fallout Season 1 Episode 1, and then a mid-season review, and then a season finale review, and looking back at the whole season. And we're gonna do the same here. We're gonna talk about the first episode, talk about it mid-season, and we're gonna talk about it the season as a whole. So definitely expect some Fallout episodes, and also expect a revamp of what is Fallout and whatnot, just to get everybody up to speed once again, and also to be much more clear and concise than what I presented in the old podcast series. So if you enjoyed, what do you think of this? What did you think of this? I'm hyped for it. I'm a little, I'm very interested in what is happening here. I am interested in what's happening here. If you enjoyed this reaction, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and just tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think of this whole trailer. God, everyone's gonna be losing their shit over the course of many days, many weeks to come. The ball's in your court, Bethesda and the people who are working on this show. Man, dude, there's a lot of things implied here. Well, not implied, a lot of things happening in these scenes, right? And yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you enjoyed this reaction. Check out the other reactions I do here on the channel. And then I'll catch you all on the next episode or the next reaction. Bye bye.